What's going on, everybody? Back with another episode of Sideline Story Podcast. Man, it's your boy Jaron Moorer, my co-host,
Jay Norman.
and got my boy Tyshawn, aka T Baby. He
Come
don't
on,
like
man.
that
Come on,
name
man. Come
at
on, man.
all. He
Y'all
cannot.
call, hey, chat. Just call me Big SK, man. We good. Let's go.
Big SK. That's Big SK. Call him Big SK. I'm gonna call him T Baby because he know back in high school,
Terrible.
who broke your elbow?
Come on, man. Let's get to it, man. We ain't got time to be reminiscing right now, man.
My fault. Let's talk about what just happened in the Super Bowl, right? That was in California. You in California right now. You in the Yay area. Yay area.
Yeah.
You there,
Everything's right.
right?
15 minutes away from me right now. Well, not no more, but
Right. But one thing I wanted to say was it's amazing how the 49ers hosted the Super Bowl and their division rivals came in there and won the Super Bowl. Talking about the Seattle Seahawks. Do y'all got anything to talk about that? Let's go Jay first.
Super Bowl in general?
Just in general. Just give me your thoughts on the Super Bowl.
So, I predicted exactly what was going to happen in that game.
You did.
And it did happen exactly as I predicted it. Mike Vrabel was going to get embarrassed. The Patriots were going to get embarrassed. I thought that they couldn't do anything with the Seahawks, and it turns out they could not do anything with the Seahawks. I was just watching that, yelling at the TV, because I'm personally I don't like Mike Vrabel, but overall I just felt like the Seahawks were just in a different league. The Patriots were outclassed in that game. It was boring overall. The game was boring. Like if you didn't have a personal investment in that game, you were looking like, hey, when is a halftime show? Like let's go.
Okay. SK, Big SK. Let me hear your thoughts on the Super Bowl.
To piggyback off of what Jay said, which is crazy, being that he's not the only one who had those sentiments where they say the game was boring. But I thought defense win championships.
For sure.
That's true.
So if we gonna have that be the the saying, how can we get mad when two great defenses meet in the Super Bowl and go out there and play? I think people just want that to be the thing, and then when it gets to the Super Bowl, they want offense to show up, no more defense. Like defense, y'all did y'all job already throughout the season. Now offense, y'all go out there and put up 40 apiece, which is that's not it. So I think the game was good depending on what you was looking for. If you was going out there looking for just to run it up on scoreboard, you probably wasn't too excited. But if you love some physicality and some hitting and some strapping up, then you had a great time watching the game. So
for sure.
I enjoy physicality, man, because that's what football is for. They got pads on for a reason because it's a physical sport. So I just knew Seattle was going to be too physical, man. I don't think Patriots DNA is necessarily being physical. Yes, they have the certain traits of that, like running the ball, playing defense. But as far as just having, I don't know, dominant defensive players that go out there and just impose their will, I don't think that's the case for them yet. They still a young team. They probably can get there, but Seattle is on a different mission. I feel like it was like a college team versus a pro team almost. Even though Patriots still do pro things, style football. I'm talking about as far as experience and just confidence. I feel like Seattle was confident. All their players are confident. You know what I mean? And I feel like Patriots was like, we in the Super Bowl, but I don't think they came in the game knowing like, yeah, we about to win this game. And I think Seattle thought they was gonna win from the jump. Like you said, they play in a stadium that they play in twice a year. You know what I mean? So they was used to the travel, used to the hotels, wherever they stayed. They were a little more used to, the area. So I feel like they just felt very comfortable. I feel like it showed too.
For sure. And I definitely agree with you on everything that you said. Jay said he didn't like Mike Vrabel. Jay is a Titans fan. Mike Vrabel used to be a head coach of the Titans. I want to get Jay's insight on why he doesn't like Mike Vrabel.
So y'all know ball. And so throughout the entire game, all we heard was Will Campbell is getting eaten alive on the left tackle side.
Rookie.
And so correct rookie for sure. And Mike Vrabel did the same thing with a couple of left tackles that we had. And so he would leave them on an island on purpose. And I'm thinking, even in the Super Bowl, you still gonna leave this man on an island, like no help at all game, like none, nothing. I thought it was gonna be different for this game, but it wasn't. I think he allowed like 14, 16 pressures, maybe 3 sacks. I don't know. But it was just crazy to me. Like, even now, like, you still can't get out of your way. And then they asked him about it, I think either today or a day ago. They asked him about it. He said, yeah, we drafted him to be left tackle. He's left tackle. He's going to get better. We move on. I was like, dang, like, no, nothing. So I just, his philosophy, he's a good coach, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to his accountability for his decisions, it's just never there. Like, he'll deflect and say, "Oh well, we got to coach better and we're gonna play better. Look out for that," because he's gonna say it a lot. Like, I just don't get how you can be that way and coaching in a situation like that. Like, I don't think it's a problem to be like, yeah, he needs some help. Like, let me send some chip help this way on certain plays. He just didn't do it at all. Just left him on the island the entire game. And now, and we saw what happened. Drake May was flustered the entire game. He couldn't set his feet. He was seeing ghosts. Every time he dropped back, he's automatically starting to drift out of the pocket because he just knows the pressure's coming. And so it wasn't a good look for me.
Now I get that for sure. SK, you got anything to understand or anything to say about Mike Vrabel and his coaching style with the New England Patriots?
I mean, did he probably expect more than he should have of his rookie left tackle? Yeah. But when you get to the Super Bowl doing certain things, I feel like certain coaches feel like we've been doing this all year, just got us here. So why try to go ahead and switch it up now? But I feel like it was obvious. I feel like a person who don't even know football would have knew, hey, that guy needs some type of help over there.
He needs
Give him
help.
a
He
chip
needs
or
help.
something.
For
And it's
sure.
all about the play calling too, because you can single him up, just go opposite side or make it a quick play. You know, like I said, in the fourth quarter podcast earlier, if they would have came out earlier, knowing they had that problem, you run the screen early in the game, right? Because you run that screen early in the game, now that defensive line is thinking a little bit before they go and pass rush the quarterback. The
100%.
only thing a defensive line is looking for is getting into passing downs when they know they got to pass the ball so they can pin their ears back and just rush the passer. No thinking. Now they can do all they spin the moves, bull rush, slants, stunts, all that. Get creative with it when they know they got to pass. But if they know this might be a screen or it might be a zone read or it might be something, that split second it takes for them to think can be all the offense need to make a big play. But if from my eyes, look like Seattle was like, oh, we good. We could just go get this guy all game. Like there's no real game plan to stop the pass rush. So they just made it that much more difficult for the rookie left tackle. And that goes all to coaching. I don't care what nobody says. That if y'all want to blame a rookie, then blame a rookie. But y'all gonna look crazy blaming a rookie. It's like blaming a child almost. You want to blame the parents, which is the coaches, because they allowed that to happen. So that's all about coaches. And to people who don't understand the importance of coaching is stuff like that. Not with your great players. What are you gonna do with the not so great players to elevate their game or to help them out? It's the same thing with a quarterback who can't necessarily read the defense that well. Okay, now we're going to move the pocket. Now we're going to do play action. Now we're going to get the ball out your hands very fast. Now we're going to give you 2 reads instead of 4 reads. It's going to just make the game easier for you. So therefore, we can make up for your lack of.
I understand that completely. I just want to make sure that I clarify also. Will Campbell is a rookie left tackle. They did have a rookie left guard next to Will Campbell at the same time. So to protect that side, honestly, like you said, SK, is they've gotten there this far, but I feel like, me personally, Seattle Seahawks was just a total team, right?
Yeah, of course.
You got the offense, you got the defense, you got 2 rookies, and this is a NFL record. Well, I mean, I do quotes because it is an NFL record where you have 2 rookies starting on the line, a left tackle and a left guard.
Yep.
So I feel like, personally, regardless, even if you gave help for Will Campbell, you still have a rookie left guard in there.
Yep.
And the Seahawks has this dominant defense that, you know what I'm saying, people don't really talk about. They talk about the Broncos defense, you know what I'm saying? They talk about all these other, they talk about the Cleveland Browns defense, but you don't understand that Seattle has a total team. So I also want, like I said, I want to clarify that it wasn't just one rookie. It's two rookies on that side of the ball that you can't really help one person because you have another person who still needs help. So,
But
um,
not to cut you off. I just want to squeeze this in real fast.
yeah, for
This,
sure.
although that is a dominant defense, this is the same defense that gave up 30 plus points the previous game in the championship to Matthew Stafford, because Matthew Stafford, for one, is a quarterback who get the ball out of his hands fast, and for two, has an offensive coordinator in Sean McVay who's going to draw up certain things to make it find out the weaknesses not only for their team but the defense also, and exploit those. So it's hand in hand with your quarterback moving fast and thinking fast, and your coach is putting you in the right position. New England did neither. They didn't have a quarterback who was out there moving fast and throwing the ball in his hands fast, or a coordinator who was really. Josh McDaniels did horrible in
Yeah,
that Super
Yeah.
Bowl as far as
100.
calling plays and drawing up plays. So it go hands in hand. You just don't want to put all out on your quarterback. It got to mesh very well, and they got exploited, man, and exposed.
Real
And I
bad.
agree with that completely. I completely agree with that. Now that you brought up quarterbacks, how you said Matthew Stafford, put up 30 plus points on the Seahawks. I had a conversation with somebody about Sam Darnold, right? Conversation about Sam Darnold and how this showed how elite he was as a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And this goes into my point of, in my opinion, Sam Darnold still isn't an elite quarterback, right?
He is not.
He's not an
No.
elite quarterback.
Mm-mm.
But he was given not given, well, he was given because he was traded to this team. But the Seahawks draft so good. Defense, offense, they made trades that needed to happen. What do y'all think about in terms of, and me and Jay talked about this, about paying these quarterbacks, these elite quarterbacks, money when you can just give them, some decent bread, but you got to build the team around them. What is your thoughts on that? In terms of, obviously, we seen Sam Darnold, who played for the drafted to the Jets, played for the Carolina Panthers, right? Where he didn't do as good. Everybody's writing him off. But now he's with a team he's surrounded by a team, and he won the Super Bowl. He was with the Minnesota Vikings. A great defense. Flores is a great defensive coordinator, right? And you got Justin Jefferson over there, right? You got other wide receivers. You got a running back in the backfield. What do you all think about? We shouldn't have to pay these quarterbacks this much money. Let's use that money to surround him with a valid team, and we can just use a average or slightly above average quarterback to get us to where we need to get to. What do y'all think?
I'll let you go first, SK.
Um, well, you got to think about it. How important is the quarterback to the success of the team? We'll say that's number one, right? So when you
Yep.
have that much value at a position, no matter if it's good or not, the value itself is calling for them to earn this much money, because the value of the position, not the value of the player himself, the value of the position, right? Because there's multiple backups in the league, right? For every position. You lose your starting running back, you probably can still have some success with your second string running back. You lose
For
your
sure.
top receiver, you probably be all right with your second, third, and fourth receiver. You lose your quarterback, your season is done. Unless you have a nice veteran quarterback, and even if that's the case, you're still going to be struggling because it's not the same. So I think it's just about the value of the position in itself is why they getting that much money. What I would say is, as far as talent wise, I believe this is exactly what Cam Newton was referring to with quarterbacks who are what was the words he was using so I don't misquote him.
What was Kevin? He was saying either
Game
game
managers. Yeah,
changer or
got you.
game
Game managers
manager.
and game got you. Now, the reason why Sam isn't elite because he's a great game manager. right?
Mm-hmm.
To be elite means Josh Allen, for example. The reason why I picked him to be MVP before last year, the year he won it, is because I know he can do more with less. You know what I'm saying? He can make players around him better. He can scramble out and give the team another opportunity to make another play. That's when you call elite, because he can be on schedule too. He can go out there and just give you 200 yards passing and do his job and manage the game. But when they need him to step up and be superhero, he can be superhero. Some of these guys never transform from Clark Kent to Superman. Some guys are just Clark Kent. That's it.
Right.
Very successful in regular life, doing anything, but they are not a superhero. Sam is not a superhero. Even in
Nope.
the Super Bowl, he didn't go out there and play crazy great. Manage the
Yeah.
game. Do not give this team more chances to score than us, which is turnovers. He didn't do that. So that's, I think, what Cam was really getting at when he mean by game managers and game changers. So I think that just really just put that out there and really proved him right. I'm so happy that Sam won though, because people would just write him off, and they were writing him off for the wrong reasons. If you know football, if you've been watching him since he was at USC, you can tell this kid can play. Football is not about physical though. It is all about up here. That's the difference between you getting your millions and you just being an all right player. It's up here. Jamarcus Russell had one of the best arms ever. It was up here for him. He couldn't get it up here, whether that was motivation, whether it was playbook, whether it was whatever it was. It's here up top. If you're not in the game mentally, none of your physical attributes even matter. Same thing, not to crossover, but what was the kid name that played for the 76ers real fast that would never shoot the ball? Ben Simmons.
Ben
It
Simmons.
was up here. None of his physical traits stopped. He didn't just turn to 5'10" or anything like that. He had it up here. Sports is all about mental. So I think people got to pay attention to that a little bit more, and then they understand the game a little bit more. Sam always had the attributes of a good quarterback. He's just a sand ghost with the Jets, surrounded by a bad organization, a team that didn't really believe in him. I told y'all, it's crazy what the feeling of belief from your organization can do to a player. If you're going out there every practice and they believe in you, it's difference between playing and you keep hearing these whispers of, hey, they might start him this week. They might be bringing in another quarterback. That is frustrating as a quarterback or as a player, period, to be hearing that. So when he went to Seattle, they wanted him. Oh, now we'll take Sam. Y'all want in Minnesota? Oh, come on, Sam. You just won 14 games. We could do something with that, because we're not going to ask you to do too much. We're going to ask you to play. We got a defense for you. We got a running game for you. We got a number one wide receiver for you. You ain't got to throw in the Superman hero suit. Just come be Clark Kent and you good. And that's how you can build around your team, but you need surrounding pieces. But as far as the market value is the market value. Quarterback's going to get paid that money because it's the value of the quarterback.
Of course. Jay?
My only rebuttal against that would be, I think there's a trend in the NFL when it comes to Super Bowl winners, aside from Pat Mahomes, who's got that insane deal, because even Brady was taking pay cuts.
Yeah.
And then you got winners like you got the Eagles won it with what's his name?
Jalen Hurts.
Nick Foles.
Oh, Nick Foles.
And Jalen Hurts, he wasn't even on that deal then, but that's still part of it. And then even Stafford, he wasn't on that mega deal yet. And so it just there's a trend in the NFL when it comes to Super Bowl winners, because they always pointed out the trend when it came to the running backs. Like, if you're paying your running back too much, you're just not winning Super Bowl. And now it comes to the quarterback. If you're paying your quarterback too much, you're probably not winning the Super Bowl. I think there's a reset coming. I don't know when it's going to happen. It probably won't be in the next 2 or 3 years. But I think these owners are seeing now, like, we're not winning the Super Bowl if we're giving our quarterback $60 million cap hits. It's just not happening. So I agree with everything you said, but I just think there's gonna come a time when they finally reset that market a little bit, only to help the team, not to just slight these quarterbacks like they don't deserve it. But you just can't win if you got your quarterback making 60 and then your wide receiver one is just a guy. It's just not happening.
And I want to jump in on that just as a Falcons fan. When the Falcons were in our window of going to the playoffs, being the top tier team, we were paying Matt Ryan so much money. We were paying Julio Jones, and then we were paying Grady Jarrett on defense. So that's three guys that we were paying. And, that our offense was always top 10, but our defense was always the bottom of the barrel. You know what I'm saying? So it just comes to that point where we got to realize that even though quarterbacks deserve it, we're seeing, like you said, there's a trend of quarterbacks don't have to, you don't got to pay certain quarterbacks all this money. Build your team around them, and you can have the most average quarterback. All he has to do is hand the ball off or pass it to one of the best wide receivers. Give it the wide receiver that money, give the running back some bread, build that O line, build that defense up, and you good. So that's the trend that I'm seeing. But I agree with everything that y'all saying. Now
But you
going
can't have
into
both.
you
Can't have
can't have
both,
both.
guys.
You can't have both. You have to. It's one or the other. It's
Gotta
one or the other
choose.
for
You gotta
sure.
choose.
It's
And that's why I
definitely
said
one.
those guys are superheroes because they're gonna give you all this money, which means you gotta make up for lack of production on the outside or backfield, whatever it is. You gotta make whatever you got better. That's
And
how it's
we
gonna go because you can't think of a great quarterback that's out of the number one defense.
no, you can't. And
It
Man,
doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way because they're
man,
telling you, "I'm giving you this money. That's why I'm giving you this money because I know we might not have the best defense, but I think we can score every time we get the ball with you." That's how
yes,
they think with this, and it is not never going to change because you're not
yep.
going to give no great quarterback a great defense. I've never seen it.
No, it's never gonna happen. And when you use the example of Josh Allen, you use the example of Lamar Jackson, two dynamic quarterbacks who people are saying they can't get at this point, they can't get the job done, but we see the team that they're surrounded with. You know what I'm saying? They're putting the ball in these hands. Josh Allen has already had the you don't need to be Superman treatment, but if you go back to when they played the Broncos, he kind of put them in position, even though he had his turnovers, just like Lamar Jackson had his turnovers the year before. They both put their teams in position to win, but the defense at the end of the day didn't get the job done. Or you know what I'm saying? So it's you can always put them caveats in there, right? And I'm not one of them guys that when you play football, people think black and white. When you're actually playing football, you actually see what's actually going on, right? You actually understand that football is a team sport.
Yeah,
So, yes, you got these dynamic quarterbacks, but what are the other players doing? You know what I'm saying? The offense can be amazing. Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, James Cook, right? But, when they're not on the field and the other people and the defense is on the field, the special teams is on the field, what are we seeing come happen? Their plus minus isn't good. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
but we can't.
I
Before we move on, we can't forget a very important factor when it comes to all this, all right? Because we're saying whether you're Superman or you're not. The regular Clark Kent, they have to be Superman now and there. It can't just be I'm going to be Clark Kent for the whole season. That
yeah,
That's fair.
championship game, Sam Darnold put on the Superman suit. Period.
correct. Correct.
Period. That defense was getting torched. That same Seattle defense that was dominant, they were getting torched.
Correct.
Sam had to go out there and say, you know what? This on me today, guys. I'm
Yep.
going to carry us today. But he can't
Yep.
say I'm going to do that for 17, 18, 19 weeks. He can't do that for
Can't
that
do it
long.
that whole time. Correct.
So
That's correct.
we definitely can't forget that point. They got to turn to Superman once in a while. You just don't
At some
need that from
point.
them
Correct.
all the time. For sure. For sure. For
That's
sure.
correct. Now going into the Super Bowl, there was controversy of Bad Bunny, doing a halftime performance. And I personally enjoy the performance just
That was
because I like how I'm a cameraman, right? So I like the different shots, he's doing this, next thing you know, oh, let's go to this shot. Everything here, right? And people are talking about, I couldn't understand him, I couldn't do this and all of that, right? But in my perspective, there's other Super Bowl performances where you probably don't even know what's going on. People don't even know, what I'm saying? Rihanna performed, Kendrick Lamar performed, what's her name? Katy Perry when she came out on the dinosaur on the Megazord,
oh, yeah, she
right? You know
sure
what I'm saying?
did.
And that was a fire performance. Don't get me wrong, Katy Perry. That was a
Hmm.
fire performance, right? But everybody is not going to understand what you're doing when you're performing. Prince, you know what I'm saying? It was raining when he did Purple Rain. It was literally
Whole time.
raining when he
The
was
whole
doing Purple
time.
Rain. Michael Jackson, right? So now we're at a point in America where obviously Hispanics, Mexicans, you know what I'm saying? They're in a rough time being in America right now with the current president and things like that. And everybody's like, no, we're gonna go watch Kid Rock. I'm not gonna know what Kid Rock talking about. I don't know what Kid Rock talking about. So should I go out here and protest and say I don't know what Kid Rock talking about in his performance?
No.
But let me hear y'all thoughts about the halftime performance and just in general how life is and everything like that.
So
Gotcha.
I think it's very disingenuous when people say, "Well, I don't know what he's saying, so I don't like his music." So I've heard a lot of songs across all types of languages where I don't know what they're saying, but it sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Like the beat is good. Like the beat is crazy. Yeah, I don't understand what he's saying, but he the beat he catching the beat crazy. Like, so I like this. It sounds good. Like I'm about my head. I might two step or something. So I think it's very disingenuous when people say I don't know what he's saying, so I don't like it, or he's not speaking English, so I don't like it. So whenever I hear that, I just think like, oh, you're a liar, or you're just a hater. You're racist. You're something, because music is a universal language, right?
For
We don't
sure.
have to understand it every time to know like, oh, I like this. When I hear it, I like it. So there's something out there that you like, and just to be like, no, I don't like that because he's not speaking English. I just think, okay, I don't got nothing to say to you because it's just gonna be a talking to a brick wall. And the Bad Bunny thing, didn't understand a word he was saying the whole time, but it still sounded good. Like in the culture that he was representing without and throughout his performance, it was just insane. Like I was enjoying that, and I just it was a good time. And I watched the Turning Point thing after that on YouTube, and I was like, the dude is lip syncing, and he's not even trying to lip sync. So like, it was just a lot to me. It was a good halftime performance for me, even though I couldn't understand him. But I like what I heard.
Okay.
Therefore, I like what he did.
Okay. Okay. SK, what you got, man? And don't and just want to jump in here. SK is over there in the valley. He with the essays. You know what I'm saying? He over there. Gasolina, that one gasolina. He over there. Go
No,
ahead,
that's
SK.
that's for a
Waffle,
fact.
waffle, waffle, waffle.
Um, to be honest, if that didn't show you that this country is so far apart, I don't know what will. I really don't, because it's so confusing. It really is, because people try to make up excuses for why they didn't. For one, like that he was not like appointed the opportunity to do it. And then for two, say they don't know his music or they don't know the words. That's never ever in life been how music works ever.
Yep.
Literally,
Um, for those
literally.
same people, I will promise you, if I was to go and play a Young Thug song and I would tell them, tell me exactly what he's saying, they would not be able to do that, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all what
It
he's saying.
sounds
He's
good.
making
It
you feel
sounds
good. He's
good.
making you feel a certain type of way. He's making you dance. Whatever he's doing is, the words are not. That doesn't matter. So I just think people were just making up excuses, and there's absolutely no one. When I say
Mm-hmm.
there's no one that they can pick that everybody's gonna be happy.
Yep.
We live in one complaining world. People want something to complain about. Like I tell people the other day, last year we had Kendrick Lamar. People complained about him too. I'm seeing it right now as my Facebook memories are popping up. My posts I was making, like people were legit mad that Kendrick Lamar was performing. And another note is that for the brown and black people, we don't have people represent us at the Super Bowl. Like I don't know why people think that's the case. It's not. We probably had like 5 rappers, and this is Super Bowl 60. We probably had 5 rappers ever do the Super Bowl, and I'm being generous when I'm saying 5, because we have 3 at one show with Snoop Dogg, Eminem, and 50 Cent.
Yep.
That's a
But
Yep.
I
fact.
can't.
You
And
got
then
your
Kendrick
point. Yeah.
Lamar, I really don't know nobody else that was a rapper or somebody who represent us. Correct me if I'm
Yeah.
wrong. Chat. You feel what I'm saying? So same thing with
Yeah.
the Latin community. Like they've never had people that really represent them. So I really was confused what the uproar was about, because it really was coming from the urban community. A lot of it.
And
Um.
that's the crazy part that I want to get into because especially for our community, right, the black community, those people who were, are people who were, saying they didn't like it or they should have somebody else. First of all, remember, Jay-Z is the one picking these
Yeah.
people, right?
Yep.
Somebody from our
Signing
community,
off.
right? And then, like you said, Kendrick Lamar was a year before, and then Dr. Dre came out with 50M, Snoop Dogg, Crip walking at the Super Bowl in
Yep.
LA.
On
In
live
LA.
TV.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, people, other people are like, I don't really care for this, right? So, what's the difference between us, and I'm not saying us three on here, but us as a community?
Of course.
What's the difference between us disliking Bad Bunny and then being mad at, other folks being mad at Kendrick on there, 50, Dre, you know what I'm saying? What's that difference? There is no difference. You're
No,
being the
but it
same.
was our people that were mad about Kendrick also is what I'm so confused at.
Yeah.
Our people was mad that Kendrick performed. So it's like it's the same thing that I took from Kendrick performance because I wasn't watching Kendrick performance for the theatrics. He was sending a message.
A message.
I'm
And
all
Bad
about
Bunny did the
message. I'm
same
all about
thing.
messages. Bad Bunny sent a message. I didn't have to know not one word he said. I understood the message. I understood the message,
He
which
put
was
his
unity.
culture. He put his culture, the Puerto Rican, the South American, what I'm
Latin in
saying, North
general.
American.
Yep.
He put everything, just the
Front and
American
center.
side. He put that, we are all together.
Unity.
Right? He put that message out there, and everybody is complaining. I'm like, we're at a point where we're literally protesting in front of people. We're literally protesting in front of people, and y'all are mad because y'all don't know what's going on. Y'all so worried about, the hip, the hop, the hippie, the biggie, the booty. Y'all want to do that. Y'all want to, you know what I'm saying?
But we
No,
never had that.
we don't got time. We never
We
had
never had that. The Super
Yeah.
Bowl has never been for us. That we are not the
Yeah.
audience for the Super Bowl. That's what I'm so
Yep.
frustrated about. The Super Bowl is not for us. It has never been for us. When people tune into the Super Bowl, it is a global event.
Yes.
I want to say 80. I'm gonna say 80%. 80% of the people who tune in are for the halftime show and the festivities. 20% are football fans. That's it. But people understand this. The whole world is watching for this show. It's global. This is not for us. It's never been for us. We would have been had our guys up there, the Meek Mills, we would have been. We've never had that. It's never been for us. It is a global concert. Global. And one of the number one languages globally is Spanish. Globally.
Literally.
So people like I said, people just be in an uproar for the wrong reasons. And what's going on in the country right now, how can you not but be behind that message?
Man,
it go hands in hand in hand.
We dealing with folks who don't really understand the message. And that's where I gotta calm myself down to where I'm like, I understand that some of y'all, what 50 said, y'all ain't going nowhere. Get a beer and sit on the curb. You know what I'm saying? Like I realize that with the people who I have conversations with, y'all are these people. Y'all might as well get a beer, sit on the curb. Y'all
You ain't going nowhere.
Y'all not going nowhere in life. You know what I'm saying? That's just, and I had to cut that out. But let's switch gears real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because the clock running. Yo, my son LeVar Ball got in trouble on ESPN for let's switch gears. I'll switch gears with you anytime. They kicked him off ESPN for that.
He and that rampage stuff right there.
Yo. Let's go to basketball because we're gonna talk about the Pistons Hornets. And I got something to really talk about this with because I don't like how people don't watch every game, and I'm gonna talk about this. They don't watch every game, so they don't know what's actually. I'm a cameraman. I'm not gonna say for the team who I'm a cameraman for, but I'm a cameraman in the NBA, right? So I actually see things that goes on. But the Pistons Hornets, they just had a fight, right? They had a fight. One of the players on the court was fighting, and Isaiah Stewart, and we're all from Rochester, and everybody on Rochester Facebook was talking about it. He ran on the court and got into the fight. So I'm gonna let Jay go first. SK, you go. Let's keep it brief, and then you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna go ahead. So go ahead, Jay.
I'm gonna try to not sound like a hater, but
Nah, it's whatever. You gonna be a hater.
so when we talked about it, I said like, bro, they got to get him out of here because he, we know he can play. He has the ability, but it just seems like he only wants to be an enforcer in an era of basketball where the enforcer has been removed. And even his quote after the fight, he said, "You think I'm gonna just stay on the bench? Like, what do you think they drafted me for? To play basketball? To you're not being drafted to enforce." So it just seems like he got into the fight with Brown. Like he was running through all the assistant coaches on the on the court, and it's just like, dude. You got this opportunity to play in the NBA, but it just seems like you just want to be an agitator. I just don't understand because you're good. You're good at the sport. You're good at your position. Use that rage, that energy on the court. But my man came off the bench, and we all know that's a major no. Like he's gonna get suspended. Like what, 5, maybe 10 games.
Probably
Like you
15.
can't. Yeah,
Maybe
you can't.
10. Maybe it ain't gonna go that high. It ain't gonna go that high.
Nah, coming off the bench is a major no.
But
You
It's
come
can't
him.
on,
do
It's
that.
him.
I
It's
want to
him.
jump in on that point. Thomas Bryant, also from Rochester, and
TB.
Alvarez, the short dude, they came off the bench last year for a fight, and they got into the fight, and they only got 3 games. So I just
They don't
want
have
to.
history. They don't have
I,
history.
I, I
100%.
know, I know, I know, but I'm just saying they only got coming off the bench is only a 1 game suspension. Just want to make that clear. That's only a 1 game suspension. So go ahead. My fault.
Now go ahead, SK. You got it.
Your turn.
I loved it. I'm gonna get straight to the point. I loved every minute of it. It excited me. I could watch. I watch it over and over again. I watched different angles of it. I loved it. I loved it. I love it. One thing I hate about sports right now is the softness, the
Fair.
kumbaya-ness, the everybody's friends. No, I need some type of no. We when we see them, we see red because that gives the best for the fans. If you make a shot or anything like that, and they just go about their day like it don't matter. No, I need to know that this matters to you. I used to hate and I used to love when Tom Brady would just go to the locker room after a loss because I understood it, but it's like, but I understood it because I just lost. I don't want to talk to you. We're not friends. You just won a game against me. I don't want your autograph. I don't want your jersey. So I love that aspect of it because that's what the NBA is missing. They missing the toughness. And he did get drafted for that. Everybody on the team has a role. I don't want nobody. The reason why my Cowboys are not where they're supposed to be because we don't have one of those. We need one of those. You know who that was for the '90s Cowboys? Michael Irvin.
About to say, yeah, Michael
Yeah.
Irvin.
You know who that was for the best basketball team for the Chicago Bulls?
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, there you go.
You need those players. You know who that is for one of the best teams out here where I'm at right now? Golden State Warriors.
Draymond Green.
Draymond, you need these players. You see, I keep naming championship teams that are notoriety, like one of the best teams ever. They all have one of those. Why? Because you need one of those guys because it's sending a message. It's not always just like the halftime performance. Some things are about messages, not the performance. It's about a message, right? And if you can get that much of an edge over the other team mentally, here we go again, guys. Mentally, now your team has the edge because ain't nobody. I watch a lot of the morning shows. Nobody mad at Stu for real. Stephen A. Nobody's really calling him out because they understand we need this for the sport, and the Detroit Pistons are known for this. So it's
That's fair.
It's right on par. They did draft him for that. They drafted him for that. Trust me.
I want to jump in. I want to jump in real quick. Not to cut you off. I want to jump in because this is a real topic for me, right? And Stu is my dog. When he come to the team that you know what I'm saying, I cameraman for, I slap him up, you know what I'm saying? We locked in. He look at me and he always said it was good, right? So one thing I want to say is, like you just said, NBA fights have been going on since the NBA started. And this is me talking to Rochester Facebook. This is me talking to Rochester Facebook, right? nobody make think pieces about Draymond Green. They say, oh, this is Draymond Green. This is what he's for, right? So they say, oh, that's what he does. Nobody says nothing about him. Nobody says nothing about hockey and lacrosse when they fight, right? Because they need ratings, right? Nobody says nothing about them. They say, oh, hey, why can't the NBA do this? Why can't the NFL do this? Oh, so when somebody actually does it, now it's an issue. And the main thing I wanted to say, right? Because the person who actually was initiated in the original fight,
Durant.
For the
Darnold
Hornets.
and Diamante or Diamante, whatever his name is from the Hornets. I'm sorry, not that's your name up. He got into a fight 2 days ago at another game, and nobody said nothing. So now it's like, oh, okay, Stu. They call him Beef Stew because that's just his thing. Now it's an issue with him. But the person who was originally for the Hornets in the fight got into a fight literally 2 days ago, and
Let me tell you why.
nobody said nothing.
Let me tell you why. The reason is because we all watch basketball players do this. We can see in their eyes they don't really want to fight.
Yeah,
When you look into Stu's eyes, he wants to fight.
Yeah,
he
That's why
does.
people are like, hey, this ain't basketball. We know everybody else don't want to fight. He really want to fight, y'all. Get him out of the league. He want to fight for real. He don't want to hoop. You see, he told the dude, he did this to one of the dudes one time. He really
Yeah,
want to do that. But
yeah.
it's still in the game of basketball because guess what? Back in the days, forget wanting to fight. They actually fought.
They actually
Then
fought.
played the
They
game.
literally fought.
Nobody got kicked out the game. They continued the game. People got punched all the time, and they continued the game. We all know Kobe. Rest in peace, being
Chris
the Marble.
Childs.
He got into it.
Literally fought. What's my man's from Oh my gosh, he played for OKC. He was a big man. I forgot his name. He got into fights all the time until James Johnson. Shout out, he a Miami Heat legend. Until
Steven
James
Adams?
Johnson. See, not who?
Not Steven Adams.
Not
The
Steven
center?
Adams. He black. He black. He black.
Oh,
He
okay.
black. He black.
Ibaka?
Ibaka.
Ibaka.
Got into
yeah.
issues all the
Surge.
time.
Yeah, Serge is always ready to fight. Yep.
No, but until he came to James Johnson and they realized, oh, now James Johnson can really fight. Like,
Really want to fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Same thing with Ron Artest. Like when you know the ones who really want to fight, people be scared of that because
nobody
they really want to fight.
Ron, and people, and this is strictly for Rochester Facebook. This is strictly for them. They're like, he could have been in Rochester doing this. He could have been doing this. Bro, he's 6 years in the league, bro. Like, he's valid. Like, he's solidified. Like,
They don't understand ins and out of that.
and then when you said when Jay brought up, and then you also, reiterated how he said, what do you think they drafting for? His draft scouting report was he's a physical player. Like that's literally his draft scout. Like that's his scout. Like
no, just think like I'm sorry, I'm not to cut you off, but
they
do their due diligence before they draft a player. They probably talk to every coach. You don't think Stu's been doing this at practice in college, high school? You just don't turn this on in the NBA. He probably fought teammates.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they told him like, listen, he's a good rim protector. You know what I'm saying? Rebounds, but he's going to fight. I'm pretty sure they told him.
And another thing that people don't talk about is he was Defensive Player of the Month in December, and nobody brings that up. I did this actual scouting. I did, I do my own stats. I do that, my own thing. He's over 50% in blocks compared to fouls. So that means when he go up vertical, over 50% of the time, it's going to be a block more than a foul. So he's really that defensive player.
Kendrick Perkins called him the best rim protector in the NBA today. That's what I'm saying is nobody was really mad at him. He said not Wemby. He said Isaiah Stewart is the best rim protector in the NBA. He's not out there just trying to fight. That kid really can play ball.
Yes, and that's the thing that I personally just don't like in it. And like I said, sports ain't black and white, but this is just one of them things where when hockey and lacrosse is on, I just seen a lacrosse National Lacrosse League clip earlier today. The game didn't even start yet, and they had a fight.
They do it in the NHL too. I'll be like,
That's
y'all
what I'm
playing
saying.
this?
But
Yeah.
nobody, but everybody say, why can't they? Why don't they allow this in the black sports? I don't want to say black
You know
sports, but
why? No, no, no,
more.
no, 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 no. You said no. You
Now
said it
you're
right. You
right.
know why?
That's
You know
right.
why?
Yeah.
Because when the last time you seen somebody just fight and just walk away? We don't even have that mindset. What happens in the fight in the hood? What's going on? How long is it going to turn into a fight?
I said Agent
Come
Zero.
on now.
I said Gilbert Arenas messed that up when he brought guns to the arena.
I'm just saying in general when we talking about the certain
Oh no, for
demographic
sure,
of people. How many
for
times you
sure.
been to a Caucasian bar and you see two gentlemen fight and then have drink beer after?
No, for sure. That's
If
why I
you at an urban bar and somebody fight, go home
go
now.
home. I said Gilbert Arenas messed that up when he brought the guns to the arena. I said that. I said once that happened, they said we can't let these brothers have altercations because Gilbert Arenas and Gilbert
But
Arenas ain't even from the
stuff
hood.
happened outside of that we don't know about. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah,
you heard
of
about
course.
the
That's
You heard about the Steven Jackson story?
No,
yeah.
the 49ers player just got shot having an argument with Lil Baby.
But that's just I was about to
But that's
say
what I'm
but
saying. They
that's
I'm
gonna
just
look
just
saying
at
that's why they allow the hockey players to fight because I'm pretty sure none of them hockey players ever after the game was said I'm coming
no, they
like come
say,
to the
"Oh, good job,
right.
brother.
good
Good fight.
yeah.
Good fight."
We
Now,
don't we don't we don't have we don't have that mindset
us,
overall. That's
you
why
gotta see me outside. Choppers on deck, brother.
people can't
But
even lose in our community.
skip
That's
that.
fair.
Let's go on. Let's move on real quick. You know what I'm saying? In this segment, real quick. I just want to get this is a quick hot take. This is a quick hot take. You know what I'm saying? I want to just get a quick 1 minute piece from the both of y'all, right? SK, I'm gonna go with you first. Cowboys, what do you think they're gonna do going into next season?
I like where we at right now. We got 2 first-round picks. Um, franchise tag George Pickens because I definitely need to see him play 100% the whole year before I be a true fan of his and a true believer of his. Um, I believe offense is gonna get even better. The offensive line did pretty well to be young. Offense is gonna be cool. I need us to go ahead and make some power moves in free agency to go ahead and shore up that defense, shore up some linebackers, shore up that secondary for sure. And I like our chances. I don't think we have no team in our division who I'm scared of. I'm not scared of Philadelphia. I'm not scared of Washington. I'm not scared of New York. I like all those teams, and I'm not really too much scared of nobody in the NFC neither. So I feel like we can be right there, long as Dakota come back healthy. He played one of his best seasons last year. I'm looking for him to double back and do that again this year. I like our coach, man. I like Shotty a lot, man. I like what he's doing, changing the culture. We got a new defensive coordinator. Um, so I think the future actually is bright for us. If we do bad this year, we might have to just do a whole blow it all up. Like for real, for real. If we don't make the playoffs this year, blow it all up, Jerry, and make a splash move before you leave this earth, man. Do something crazy, man. Go hire Dion or something if we don't get right, man. But I'm
Before you leave
definitely
this earth.
nah, for real. He about to be out of here, man. And I
I
love
agree.
Jerry
I
Jones,
agree.
but
I agree.
I know he really, really, really wants to win another Super Bowl. So, and I don't feel like we far away. I really don't. We had some injuries that we dealt with this year. We had some tragedy we dealt with this year, and we still was right there fighting at the end.
Okay.
So I believe you're right there. We're not far away at all.
Okay. Jay, quick 1 minute. Tennessee Titans. Let's do it.
100% believe in Cam Ward. We have the hardest schedule in the 2025 season out of all 32 teams, and Cam Ward still went out there and hang out with the best of them. We played the Seahawks this year. We dropped 20-24 on them. Uh, I just think he's poised to be great in this league. We have over 100 million in cap space. We have the number 4 pick. We have a new coach in Robert Sala. We got Dayball as an OC. We got Bones as our special teams. I just think our coaching staff is really in a position to help out Cam Ward and help out the team in general. I just think we are poised to do something good coming into this next season. I got all the faith in us. Might go from worst to first in our division because we got the Jags, Texans, and who am I forgetting?
Colts.
Colts. Yeah, those guys. I don't have a quarterback, so I feel like we could do a worst to first in our division, and let's get it.
All right, and I'm gonna go ahead with Atlanta Falcons. Obviously we hired Stefanski. I wasn't too big on a hire at first, right? I wasn't too big on a hire. So at this point, I'm just in a moment of let's just see where things go. Right. That's the only thing I can do right now is to see. Let's see where we can go. He was two-time coach of the year at one point. So I give him that, right? Because he earned it. He earned it at that moment when he won both of those times. He did earn it. He had bad seasons, obviously two bad seasons with the Browns. Obviously a million quarterback issues. We know what's going on with that. But the main thing is we just lost our best. I don't want to say we lost. We are in the moment of not knowing if we lost our best pass rusher, who had 10.5 sacks as a rookie, crashing out over. And I don't condone nothing that he was doing. He is 22 years old. Rakia Jackson is 26 years old. I don't condone nothing that he was doing. But we may miss him. We may not. Who knows? But I am looking forward to this. And we'll see how it goes. Now, last topic I'm gonna go. We're gonna make this quick. We did speak on Deion Sanders. He did speak about how he will not coach in the NFL because of how the NFL did Shador. I do want to bring up how he been said that he would not coach in the NFL already because of he don't want to coach players in regards to their job is dictated on their money. Now that college is revolved around that now, do you think he left that piece of it and it's now strictly Shador, or he will at some point probably coach if he got an opportunity to coach his son in Cleveland? Quick.
I think I think he'll definitely consider coaching in the NFL if the situation is right. Because he's not gonna. I don't think. I think he's smart enough to not hold all 32, 31 other teams against what they did to Shador. But because, like you said, when it comes down to the money, the NFL and the CFB, there's no real difference anymore. Like these kids are actually
CBA.
considering staying in college so they can make more money instead of going to the NFL. So I don't really see a difference anymore. If the right situation provides itself, I think he'll actually consider it. Maybe take a job.
Okay. SK.
Absolutely not. Never. Ever. It's never happening again. If there was an NFL too, like it was just another NFL and it still was like legit and they had a Shadori playing in NFL number two. I promise you. Like if it was an opportunity for him to play a different NFL with different owner, he would be playing in a different NFL. What happened with Shador was unprecedented. Like that shit had never happened. Nobody would imagine that happening in a million years. When we think about the NFL draft, we think about guys like Mel Kiper. Mel Kiper had Shador being number one on his draft board.
He
For him to
did.
go number one and then go drop to the fifth round, straight collusion. So I believe that really, really hurt Dion because he probably never thought that would happen to him because it really happened to Shador, but it really happened to Dion. Like if you really want to be technical, like Shador
Sure.
was like hurt by it, but I feel like that crushed Dion because he know it really happened because of him. Like let's just
Sure.
call a spade a spade. So I just think Dion got to be careful with his sentiments about the NFL with Shador's only going into year two. It's not they still can play with his name even more. Like don't get it twisted. He's not out the clear yet at all. I know that people are coming around in the NFL, trying to use his name in their likeness right now with the jersey sales and the cleats and having him posted all over social media. Now they coming around, but they still have every opportunity to sabotage his career. And I don't want Dion to get in the way of that because he already did low key without doing anything. But he said something on the show like, not to ramble on, but he said, I know what they did behind the scenes. Y'all don't know. And I just want him to be careful about saying things like that because behind the scenes is behind the scenes. If you got info
Fair.
about what's going on behind the scenes, keep that for yourself. Don't let the
Yep.
world know that you know what's going on
Yep.
because guess what? That's going to make Shador look like, hey, he's going back telling Dion everything, which they already know. But certain things should be known without having to be said, like because it could just make the situation worse for Shador, and I don't want that. I want Shador to have the best career ever. So I just want Dion. I know he's frustrated. I just want him to be careful with thinking he can just say anything because these people they're not playing with him. They really don't. They have a dislike for him, so he got to be
Not playing fair.
careful. Yeah, they're
Yep.
not playing fair.
That's for sure, man. That's for, and I do agree with everything you just said, man. But yo, listen, y'all, we're gonna be back We're gonna talk again some more sports. Football is over with. We're gonna get into basketball. We're gonna get into life. We're gonna talk about everything. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, I just want to let y'all know, man. This one of your co-hosts, Jaron Moorer. That's my co-host.
Jay Norman.
And SK essentially is our third co-host. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Big
I'm
SK,
around.
man. Listen, this is the Sideline story, man. We up out of here.
Y'all be easy.